Hi there, welcome to Math 143 Online. I'm your instructor, Miss Wood. So in this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of your Canvas course. So either after you've logged into your portal, this is and clicked on Math 143, this is where you land. You have access to be able to watch this video, and so if you haven't already, one of the very first things then after that you need to do is to complete the enrollment verification, because as you probably have already found out, you can't access anything else in the course until you do that enrollment verification. So be sure that you do that first. And you'll see up there highlighted exactly when that enrollment verification final deadline is, and then there's also some extra credit points that are offered if you'll do it ahead of that final deadline. Below that is some information about Pearson MyLab Math. I'll speak more about that in just a few moments whenever we get to there. So again, be sure that one of the first things that you do is the enrollment verification. After that, you can see a little bit of information about myself. You can click on that link there, and it will take you to my contact information. So you will have a virtual office hour that is available each week, and then there are also in-person hours that are available, and then there's some more information about myself and so forth. Each week I will send you an announcement, and in that announcement I will provide you with a link to that virtual office hour. It's completely drop-in, it's optional, but it is available to you as since you are in an online class. The link will be provided through Microsoft Teams, so just so you're aware of that. But you will be given a direct link to that, access that. All right, so from there, I'm going to get us back to our home page, and I will come down below, and I will just note that the button on the far right, Student Support and Help Resources, is just that. So if you need any extra help with Canvas, submitting things, overall college information, you would click there. I'm going to click now, though, on the middle button, which is Syllabus. I find, so you'll see here the course information, which is your syllabus, and below that is our course schedule. I find clicking on the arrows over to the right to be quicker than actually clicking on the document. I am not going to click on the syllabus and read through that in detail to you. You can read that on your own. If you have any questions after reading through it, definitely reach out. But I will click on the schedule just to kind of hit some highlights for that, because those are including your due dates, and that would be important to make sure that I speak just a little bit about that. So as it's pulling up, you'll see that I tried to have it color-coded. All of your quizzes are completed in Canvas. For the most part, they are all Word documents, and so they are set up so that you can do one of two things. If you have access to a printer, print the document off, work it out. You'll take pictures of it, and then you'll upload pictures of your work into Canvas. You've got options. I mean, you can use your phone to take pictures. You can use a scanner. Many printers have scanners. If you have the Canvas student app, the student app has a built-in feature that would allow you to take pictures and submit your work into Canvas, and many students have spoken about how well that works for them. So again, all of the yellow items on here are quizzes that you'll be submitting in Canvas. The green highlighted regions or highlighted areas, those are your testing windows. All of your testing windows are 4 days. You just have to take the test in one of those 4 days. You get one attempt to take the test. I can see that the first 3 tests, I have those set up as a Friday through Monday testing window, so that's giving you 2 weekend days and 2 class days. So utilize those. The fourth testing window is a Tuesday. It does not include a weekend, but if at any point, if any testing window is an issue for you, then you should reach out to me, and I can certainly adjust that window for you. It's my intentions that you will be taking your test online in Canvas as well. But if we have issues with that, we know that we have Pearson MyLab Math also to back up on, to be able to utilize that resource. But I feel good that we'll be able to utilize Canvas for our testing purposes. You'll notice also as you read through your syllabus that your syllabus tells you that for each test you will be submitting your work, and so the last question on all of your tests will say that you are submitting your work in Canvas. So just be sure that you are, whenever you sit down to do your quizzes, I'm sorry, to do your tests, that you work them in sequential order, show logical steps. They should show the methods that are presented in the videos that I will show you here in just a few minutes. They should not they should follow the methods that were presented in the videos and not other methods, um, in order to receive full credit. If you don't show work, there will not be any credit given. So be sure that you are, whenever you submit your work, that you are utilizing the methods that are presented in the videos, along with the fact that you are showing your work. And I will remind you all of that ahead of taking your first test. All right, so I'm going to close out the schedule there and get us back to our home page. Yeah, I'm going to go back to our home page. So on your home page, the other button down at the bottom here is a way to access your course modules. So you can utilize that button down here, or over here on the left hand side of the screen directly underneath home, you can also click modules. So I'm going to do that. Let's go ahead and let's talk about our Pearson course materials. So you see the first module there is Pearson MyLab Math ebook. So this is where you will have access to the ebook as well as optional homework. So in order to access your Pearson site, you need to be sure that you are doing two things. You need to be utilizing Google Chrome as your web browser. It definitely does not communicate, Pearson does not communicate well with Safari, so be sure that you're utilizing Google Chrome as your web browser. And also be sure that you're using this link and not some outside source. Don't come up to your search engine bar here and start typing in Pearson MyLab Math. You need to be utilizing the link that is provided here in Canvas, because if you don't, then most likely it's going to ask you to pay for this, and you should not have to pay for it. It is you have already paid for it in your registration for the course, and it will also start asking you for a code. I don't have a code to give you, so therefore when you email me and start asking me for a code, that tells me you're not accessing MyLab Math through the proper channels. You need to be accessing MyLab Math utilizing that button that I just pressed on. So I'll go back to it just so I can say it one more time. You're coming here to your modules and you're going to click on Pearson Course Materials. The first time you do it, it's going to navigate you through setting up your account. After that, as you click through, it's going to look exactly how I'm about to demonstrate. If you have any issues with setting up that account, there are directions provided up here above. All right, so again, once you click on that link, after you've set up your account, it will start to look like this. You'll continue in a new window. Then a yellow button is going to appear, and I will click on that. And that should open up our course. Over here on the left-hand side, you can probably the two biggest buttons that I think you would use would be your assignments and your ebook. So for your assignments, I won't be able to click there yet because the course itself hasn't opened, but I can come down here and show it. So here are our assignments down below. Again, like I mentioned to you, these are homeworks. Homeworks, as you see in your syllabus, they are all optional, but the homeworks are provided to give you practice ahead of the graded test and the quizzes. So you need to find some way to practice the material. So whether you're doing the homework or you're doing the labs, because if you don't practice, what's going to end up happening is you're not going to finish your test in the time frame that's allotted, because your tests are timed. Your quizzes aren't timed, but your tests will be timed. So if you don't practice, you're not going to be proficient enough with the material to be able to finish the test in the allotted time. So be sure that you're doing something, whether it's homework or, as I'll show you in just a moment, there are labs available online in Canvas. Some of you may need to do both, homework and the labs. Some of you may be able to get by with just doing the homework or just doing the labs. Figure out what works for you. So I'm going to click here on a homework assignment just to kind of preview that for you. You'll see with the let me click on another question. All right, so you'll see down here below, it has some buttons here. You can have a help me solve this. You can view an example, and you can also get other help as well. A lot of times too, they'll even have the another button down here that will take you to the ebook, will take you directly to that spot in the textbook. But I point those out to you because, again, this is not graded, so you can come in here and you can do this as many times as you like. If you ever get a problem, though, wrong and you want to try it again, another button will come up. I can't remember if it's down here or if it'll show up here at the top, but it'll say similar exercise. And so you can try a similar exercise and get it right. And, just for more clarification and more practice to, like I said, make sure that you're proficient with the material. Let's get us back to the homepage here in MyLab Math. And the other thing I wanted to draw your attention to was the ebook. You just click on the ebook. You'll notice on the syllabus, I'm sorry, on the schedule that it said that we would start in section 2A. So as the ebook pulls up, I'm going to navigate over here on the left-hand side. There's a little table of contents. I'm going to click on chapter 2. I can come down here to section 2A. And you'll notice at the bottom of each set of notes that I think I'm gonna come down here. You should be able to click through the pages until you get to the end of the section. And at the end of the section is a set of homework problems, any typical textbook. But I'm bringing these homework problems to your attention because at the bottom of the set of notes that you'll see in Canvas in just a moment, there will be a homework assignment. And the homework assignment is coming from the actual textbook problems. And so anyway, but the other plus side of those is that I have provided worked out solution keys to those particular homework problems so you can see exactly how those should have been worked out in case you get stumped, okay? All right, so I think those are the biggest things that I wanted to draw your attention to here in MyLab Math. So I'm going to get us back to our our Canvas site. And let's get us down here to coursework. Each unit will be set up in the exact same fashion. At the top, I'll have your Unit 1 graded assignments. This is where also your test will pop up. Whenever you take your first test, since it'll be your first one, I'll also make a test demo so that you can take that demo a couple of times and practice with the types of questions and also practice submitting your work so that you'll make sure that you're ready to do that ahead of taking the test itself. That way, if you have issues taking the test and you didn't try the testing demo, then there's no excuse, okay? So be sure that when it comes time for testing that you do the testing demo ahead of taking the test. Um, I have underneath those graded assignments here in the very first one, I have a video on how to submit assignments. So if you are not familiar with submitting assignments in Canvas, here is a video to talk you through step by step how to do that. I'm going to click on your first assignment, which is your icebreaker assignment. It's a very straightforward. It's asking you to do two things. The first is to set up your Pearson MyLab Math account so that you have access to those homework problems and the ebook so that you can do either the homework problems that I have set up there in MyLab Math, or you can do the homework problems at the end of the textbook and look at the solution keys that I have provided online in Canvas. And then the other thing is I'm asking you to do is to fill out a student information sheet down below. It's a very short student information sheet. Essentially what I want you to do is that I want you to practice how are you going to submit your work, because math, you don't want to sit down and try to type up your math. It would take too much time. And I would much prefer to see you to see your work, okay, as opposed to typed out solutions. So if you have access to a printer, then what I would recommend that you do, and I tell you that, if you have access to a printer, then pull it up, print it off, fill it out, handwrite it. I would prefer that you handwrite this so again that you're practicing how you're going to do your math quizzes and your math tests. And then take a picture of that work and then you'll upload it here into Canvas following the prompts that in the video is there if you need it for how to submit quizzes in Canvas, any kind of assignment in Canvas. If you don't have access to a printer, you can just pull up that sheet and pull up this document, pull out a sheet of notebook paper, write your answers to it. Again, take pictures, submit it in Canvas, and you're good to go. I know that this one could be easily typed into, but I want you to practice how are you going to do your math, not this particular um, student information sheet. How are you going to submit your math? And you'd be submitting your math not by typing it, you would be submitting your math by taking pictures of the work, your handwritten work. So handwrite this so that you can practice those steps and make sure that you are good to go. All right, so I'll get back to, actually I want to go back to our modules. All right, so underneath that modules, again, those are your quizzes that you would have seen outlined there in your course schedule. And again, there will be a Unit 1 video and a Unit 1 test, a Unit 1 test and a Unit 1 test demo that will appear closer to testing time. Underneath that, so these are a lot of the things that I've been talking about. Underneath that are Unit 1 notes and videos. Every unit except the third one has a formula sheet. So there's at the very first thing underneath the notes and videos is your formula sheet for Unit 1. So you want to be sure that you print that off. And then underneath that are the several sections that are covered in Unit 1. I'm just going to click on Notes 2A. I am going to click on that set of notes and pull it up. As I'm pulling it up, you already saw there that there was a video available. So you'll notice that when I clicked on Notes 2A, there were three things there. There was a video, there was this blank set of notes, and then there was a worked out solution key. Again, my advice to you is that if you have access to a printer, you pull up this set of notes like I just did, and now hit print. So that now after you've got it printed, now you can come back to Canvas and click on the video, watch the video. I don't do every single problem in the video, but you'll notice that, like, for example, let's say the first two examples are very similar to one another. I might do example 1, and now I say you try example 2 on your own. That would be then where you pause the video, and then this is where the solution key comes into play. You would pull up the solution key. You'll see that it shows all of the steps just like were referred to in the video, and you can check yourself to make sure that you got it correct. You got it correct, then you keep going. If not, reach out to me and we will see about getting you set up for, I will clarify anything that needs to be clarified to get you good, ready and to move on. So hopefully that covers, again, every single section is going to have a video, a blank set of notes, and then a worked out solution for that set of notes. Again, my recommendation, print off the set of notes. As you watch the video, pause it when you need to try the next problem on your own, and then consult the solution key to make sure that you got it. All right, so from here, I'm going to go back to our modules. And let's talk about the next thing underneath our notes and videos. You will have for each unit, there will be a test review, and then in that test review, there will also be a worked out solution key for that test review. Underneath that will be labs associated with the material. So again, these labs are available. So I'll click on Lab 2A. So after you finish section 2A, there is a lab and then a worked out solution key for that set of lab. You'll notice in your on the course schedule that it would say for all of the labs, they say do not submit, or they have a DNS beside it, meaning do not submit. But those are that I've tried to put them on your schedule just so that you knew when you should be utilizing those as a means of helping to support you through the class, because like I said, you need to be sure that you're doing some kind of practice so that you are proficient with the material ahead of taking the test. Otherwise you won't finish the test on time. And then lastly, with our homework solutions, and actually let me think if I still have that. Yeah, good. Here's that set of notes for 2A. Down at the bottom, I have homework 2A, and it's telling you where those problems are coming from. So that was what I was referring to a few minutes ago in Pearson MyLab Math, where I showed you the ebook. These are the problems. But now let me go back to Canvas, and if I click on Unit 1 Homework Solutions, these are my worked out solutions to those problems from your ebook. So I show all my work just like I showed in the videos. Again, you want to be sure that you're utilizing the methods presented in the videos whenever you are completing your quizzes and your tests. All right, so I'm going to go back to our modules, see if there's anything else that I need to. Each unit will run this exact same way. All right, so there's that. Let's see. The other thing that I don't have active yet, but I will have that active very soon, which are your discussion board. I will have an open forum in there where, since you're in an online class, and I'll have it set up so that you can post anonymously if you like, but if you have any content related questions about the notes, the homeworks, the labs, I would appreciate it if you would post in that discussion board so that everybody in the class can benefit from the answers to that particular content question. Now, of course, if you have questions about your grade or something like that, those should be emailed to me. But any content-related questions about learning the notes or the labs or homework questions or anything like that, I would appreciate it again, like if you would post it in the discussion board. And again, you can do it anonymously, and I will post it. But that also helps everybody to feel connected and to benefit from questions that are being asked in the class. All right, I think that covers everything. Oh, one final thing, the grades that you see will be, your grade in this course is the grade that you see here in Canvas, not any grade that you would see in Pearson MyLab Math. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help. So I look forward to working with you all this semester. Thanks a lot. Bye.